Hey guys, now welcome. We're in the time of the full moon in Leo, and we are facing our fears. We are facing it. We're going through it, right? We're going through it. This is one deep transformation. This is one deep metamorphosis, right? Like the journey's really begun. I really feel like the there's a new journey, okay? We're on a new journey. We've fallen down the rabbit hole a few times, maybe more than 10. And now we're at a start of a new journey. And we're getting clarity within this journey. Remember, last time we met up, and those readings are linked down below if you haven't checked them out yet and feel called to, we were in a time of getting clarification. Literally, we got these two cards out together. We have the Ace of Swords. And this is where Spirit is gifting us clarity. And not only gifting us clarity, but gifting us this sword to tell our truths. And we're learning how to tell our truths artfully. And to expand communication. As we know, the twins here are meeting up as a Starseed twin flame. And yes, we're putting a label on it for a second. That we came here to expand communication. We came here to restore balance and heal from corruption with justice, with the truth, with the actual truth, okay? And the truth is healing, and there's an elevation here with this truth. And this truth is allowing us to have a metamorphosis, and it's connected to life. It's connected to all of life. The pulse, the rhythm. Like, we came here, as we know, when we got these activations, we started off in our last readings talking about how we're working on the inner landscape, right? We're working on creating this within, the inner landscape of the 10 of Cups within. And this has to do with frequency. This has to do with, you know, this song that's being created. And it's not even a song, right? It's a whole album. And then it's another album. And it's another album after that. And it's being able to understand that our song is not just one note. It's a combination of octaves, right? The octaves coming together to create this song, to create this album, to create these albums. And that when we're playing an instrument, there's the lower octaves, the higher octaves, and the middle octaves. And this is the beautiful thing about life. It's accepting all of life. It's becoming whole. Okay, it's becoming whole, and it just doesn't mean like there is consciousness applied here, an expanded consciousness applied here to understand that no, we don't just have to stay stuck in suffering, but we're going to use the suffering, we're going to use the negative, we're going to use the pain, you know, the backstab betrayal, any sort of that, and we're going to create high vibes with it. Going to create through it, we're going to create with it. And it has to do with what we've seen here. We saw something here. And it's connected to this message, okay? Solar calm. We're clarifying how to continue to co-create our 10 of Cups within and understand that it's not just one octave. Okay, it's a harmony, and we're going to get further into this when we share scribe messages in part 2. But this is the main message of what we're working on. It has to do with the 7 of Vessels, mourning, and we're mourning a loss of seeing through illusions. We're getting to deeper levels of the truth. We saw through an illusion, okay? Illusions. And now we're mourning that. We're healing from that because we got to a deeper level of truth in order to have this metamorphosis. And it's connected to the 8 of Arrows, a struggle as we heal with force. Okay, we're healing with force. We're healing with the Father. And the Ace of Vessels, the waters of life. There is the Mother, okay? And look, there's a moon boat here, and this means something from now until the time of the full moon. We're going somewhere. This is connected to travel. There's an activation here, and we will get a separate activation for this when we get our activations. With the Sun of Life, look, we're expanding with the Sun of Life. We're expanding with our heart chakra, but we are using our other chakras. We're doing work with our personal Taurus here, our electromagnetic field, and we'll also get into that in scribe messages, okay, in part 2, so hang tight. With a 2 of stones, a challenge, guys. We're being set forth with a challenge, okay? The ace of bows, the spark of life. Look, this challenge is going to allow us to heal with force. It's an opportunity to heal with force. Remember, it's an opportunity to heal with the Father. It's an opportunity to end our struggles. But look, that light says much. That light is from the Hermit, right? Where we're working away within to continue to co-create this. Because remember, we were having a revision of our 10 of Cups, and we needed to get it more elevated. It wasn't elevated enough for what we came here to experience. So we've been working on that with a spark of life. And many of us we just need a new spark. Like, we need our spark, like, again, we need our spark expanded. And this is connected to how we're expanding here, okay? With the sun. The moon on water. This is the time that we're in. Okay? The moon on water and the journey. But this is a new part to our journey. This is another part. This is the new journey. Okay? And what this is connected to is here we're having third eye activations within the 9 of Swords. Okay, we're having third eye activations within our fears, okay? And it's allowing us to heal. And we know we're healing with our partnerships, our kindred partnerships. And this has to do with true love. And this has to do with a resonance from within to without, not without to within. We didn't recognize this true love from without to within. We are recognizing this true love from within to without because it's a frequency, and it's the frequency that's connected to us. This is our counterpart. They are us. Starseed twin flame. The other, they are us. We're having a resonance of us within us, and this is a mirror soul relationship, and this has to do with how we're going to heal from our projections. This is how we're going to experience true love, by becoming true love, by becoming our true selves. Okay, we are in the energy of true love here. It's a frequency. It's a vibration, right? It's an energy. But in order to do so, right now, the message is to heal. Now, we're talking about how we're healing our partnerships. Remember, kindred partnership. The people in our lives, because we're co-creating this within and manifesting it without. Okay, well, look, I noticed that is another woman. It's not a man. Okay, and it doesn't matter if you're here meeting up, whatever gender of a relationship you are. These are representing what we're doing right now. This is representing the masculine and feminine, and knowing that we have masculine within us and feminine within us, an inner child, and our connection to the divine. Okay, source energy, the universe, which way you want to look at it. The forces of creation, right? Because then we have the elements that come into play. We're here with Mother Earth. Now, there's 2 women. Look, this means something, that we're expanding with the feminine. And this has to do with this full moon. This full moon in Leo. And remember, what's Leo do? Leo faces is the card of strength. To go within. To face ourselves. To face our fears. And right now the message has to do with, the message is right in here, what we have to do. It has to do with healing, okay? This is the time that we're in. And it's not a coincidence that it's number 11. To be human is to be wounded. A time to connect body, mind, spirit, and soul. Let go of definitions and labels. Nurture passions and seek pleasure. Authenticity, honesty, and laughter. Find the source of disease and distress. You need to forgive. Do what's necessary to increase well-being. Do not dwell on the unchangeable past. Shift your attention. Do not allow your pain to hurt others. Seek treatment. Do not be afraid. And this, keywords here, we have, those were key phrases, by the way. Keywords: healing, release, purification, forgiveness, transformation, and infection. The healing card illustrates our third reason for being. However, it covers healing on several levels and does not necessarily suggest or imply that you are wounded or in need of healing, at least not on a conscious level. A happy, safe, and peaceful life does not always accord us with perfect health and well-being. Every person is vulnerable to disease, whether it manifests in physical, mental, or emotional stress, or as a feeling of emptiness and longing that is born of spiritual wounds. Humans are part of a hierarchical race. We have a social order with the elite and wealthy at the top and the uneducated and poor at the bottom. We are a species that is driven to win, and each of us is striving to do better, to be better than the next generation that came before. Those at the top want to stay there, and those at the bottom want to reach the top. We're all goal-orientated, and we know right now, the middle class is trying to be wiped out. So the middle class keeps the balance between the rich and the poor. But we know we're building this new world, and in building this new world, we're healing from hierarchy. We're healing from hierarchy thus in itself. And, humans think we're at the top of the food chain, but it's time for us to see through that illusion alone, because look around you, there's traps set for us as humans everywhere. And because, our egos may be keeping us blind to the truth, and we've been programmed. We want to think we're at the top of the food chain and ha ha ha, and all the rest of life. We're playing God with all the rest of the life, but we are part of this system. We are part of this earth. We are part of this life. We are part of the one, the whole, the everything. And what we do to life is what we do to ourselves. And we're waking up to this, and we're waking up to understand we need to do better. We need to do better. We're leaving this program. We're leaving the rat race. We don't want to go see the circus anymore. We want to play in nature and heal and be one with the earth and go back to what's natural for us. And go back to, restoring what is quote unquote right. Okay? So we are all goal orientated and believe that success moves us forward and failure sets us back. We are on a perpetual quest to improve, whether it be our social standing, quality of life, or simple desire to be a better person. We must be better. We must do better. But what is better? In our quest for betterment, are we making ourselves ill? And there it is, guys. There it is. This is the key piece of information that we need to see. This is the answer to the equation we've been seeking. In the simplest terms, we often see success and failure in the same light, as we do as life and death. And there's our connection to the journey and this new part of our journey we're on. To succeed is to live, to fail is to die, or worse still, to descend into poverty, mediocrity, and obscurity. We become fixated on being the best, succeeding at all we do, and yet we may still fail to thrive. We may find we're not happy. We may find we're not healthy. Sometimes we find that even when we do accomplish our goals and are rewarded with wealth and prosperity, we're not satisfied and we crave more. Are we enduring and doing only what needs to be done in order to survive? Or are we fixated on acquiring possessions that we have forgotten that happiness and well-being begin within us? Are we truly living? There is often so much going on around us in our day-to-day lives that we disconnect from our body, our thoughts, our emotions in such an extreme way that when someone asks, "How are you?" we automatically say, "Yes, I'm well," regardless of our true feelings or whether we are physically well or not. To do this is an act of self-preservation and hides our vulnerability, our weariness, our dissatisfaction, and our disease from others. I just want to say too, we're learning how not to complain all the time, some of us, and get out of victim mode. So there's again too, we're multidimensional, we're doing it all at the same time. There's another level to this too. Like, we don't always want to be talking about our disease so that we're continuing to stay stuck in it too. We don't want it to become our identity. Okay? So there's another level to this. But we get stuck on autopilot. And like, who wants to hear about our shit anyways? Like, this is where like the lies begin. This slippery slope of lying. Like, how do we artfully tell the truth? Look, I'm not feeling up to par, but hey, I'm gonna get there. Like, I don't know, we gotta get creative with our words, guys. We're Starseed Twin Flames. We came here to expand communication through telepathy and through the actual written word, spoken word. And it's not just with one culture, it's with all of our cultures united together as a whole. So the sad truth is we not only be doing it in order to hide our true state from others, but to hide it from ourselves. And that ends up what's happening. We end up hiding it from ourselves, right? But our non-conscious mind is still keeping track of everything, the truth included. So we're not hiding from ourselves. We may think we are, but we're not. That's how our habits we're trying to change still come into play at another level. Because of course they still come into play because we may be fighting from actual physical addiction to these patterns, but also to that, our non-conscious mind is keeping a record of the truth. And if we're lying to ourselves, well, the truth is still going to play out. It's part of the equation still, okay? So the healing card symbolizes the need to reconnect and listen to what your body, mind, and feelings are telling you. To work with them instead of against them, whether it be as simple as addressing a physical ailment or addressing that empty ache that comes from denying ourselves enjoyment and connection. This card signals that it's time to rip off the layers of illusion and protective armor and the masks and do what lies beneath. And this has to do with, we're not a human doing, we're a human being. And we've been tricked to think that we have to do all these things to be worthy, to be loved, to have it all, to keep up with the Joneses. But that's a trick. That's not true. It's like, so many times we just need to be. We just need to allow ourselves to be happy and content with the simple pleasures within the moment, the magic within the moment, which is what? Love and connection. Right? Love, connection to life, connection to Mother Earth, connection to nature, connection to each other's. And then we enjoy that all, and we're happy, and we embody happiness. And we can embody happiness when we are going without, because happiness is mature. Happiness is, wisdom. And that means sometimes going without in order to be happy. We're not, that's a trick to think if we have everything that we want or desire, that we're going to be happy. That's not true. Happiness is sometimes going without. Happiness is sometimes, facing the fears, getting in that, getting and looking at the struggle and untying the knots so that we can heal and actually feel better. So, are you fulfilled? Do you love your life? Are you happy? Do you need everything? Do you need everything that you strive for in order to be happy? Are you living a fulfilling life that you love? Or you're simply enduring and dying a little more each day? So, the healing card brings with it questions like these. It also asks you to look at your life and determine whether your path heals you or harms you. And guys, it does a bit of both. Don't get tricked. We're multidimensional. It's also part of the whole. Yeah, we can use a label. It's a pear, and this is a banana, but it's all part of the fruit bowl. It's all fruit. But remember, this is about homeostasis. This is about balance. This is about symbiosis. So let's look at both so we can have a true elevation. So the healing card reminds you that it's in your power to change direction. And that's the time we're in. We're in the power of changing direction. As we know, we're integrating with the Six of Swords here. We're integrating the dark and the light, and the light and the dark. So we had an activation of the child, and we've been speaking about this for some time on the channel, guys. Okay, the inner child is on board, and we're going from the Nine of Cups to the 10 of Cups. And remember, that has to do with the activation we're going to get here. For what's happening here in the Ace of Cups. And that's connected to, guys, I'm just going to zoom out for a second, our abundance, right? 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. We came here to co-create our divine inheritance. And we're laser focusing on our 10 of Cups right now. We know we're healing from wrath. We're healing from wrath and jealousy and envy right now. We're laser focusing on that. And it's connected to the mother. We're working with the archetype of the mother because this is about nurture. Okay, confirmation right there from the universe. And it's about the balance of nurture of self in order to nurture others, to nurture other life. And right now, we are in the time of nurturing the self, but not in a narcissistic way, not in a selfish way. This is actually to heal from narcissism and selfishness. Okay, because we haven't been there for ourselves. So now we've created patterns of narcissism and selfishness. So we're going to be there for ourselves. We're going to nurture ourselves, which is going to allow us to nurture others. And this has to do also with nurturing the child. Okay, we're going to nurture this child because this child is part of our transformation. And it has to do with choice. We know there's much to be said in here. This has to do with each choice has a quote-unquote consequence, okay? Each way that we're creating, whichever way we're creating with our equation, each equation will be different depending upon if we even apply force to our equation. Did we apply force to it? Okay, but this is literally how we're manifesting. There's a connection here to, you know, the lower world, the middle world, and the upper world, but there's a connection here just to a gateway. And we're also going to get an activation for this, okay? This gateway is connected to a choice and our choices. And understanding it's our choices that we're making that is allowing us to not only heal, but continue to co-create this at its highest elevation. Remember, there is a connection here to heaven and earth. The Queen of Fire, as we know that this full moon is in Leo. Our intuition. The Ace of Fire, remember, and that has to do with the spark of life here. Okay. We're being gifted this. Oh, wrong way, guys. Union, okay? Union. And look. Union. The Six of Cups, because remember it's about a purification and a restoration to innocence here with the child. The Seven, because we pick healing here. We're actively healing. We're actively healing with Father. We're actively healing with Force. The Ten of Air, look, we have an ending to begin again with the element of air. We're expanding communication, and this has to do with Aquarius season. Remember, we're going through a gateway, and this has to do with Aquarius season and Pluto in Aquarius. There's an extra added oomph to go getting through that door because of what we saw here. Remember, we saw this within. Justice is blind. We're restoring balance within. Back to balance, back to homeostasis. Remember, we're getting further into this in part 2, so please meet us there if you feel called to and you're resonating with this message. Now, this is the activation of the Six of Fire. Look, there's a sort of clarification for the light, a sort of clarification for the dark. We have the cup, right? But there's the fire, there's the Father, there's action. We're creating peace that's balanced of the dark and light. But it's connected to the cup, it's connected to the Ace of Vessels, the Ace of Cups, which is connected to us literally getting well. Remember, in part 2, we're going to talk about the Taurus, and this has to do with clearing like a stagnant water. Like this is stagnant water, but it's not it's not going to be stagnant, because we're going to clear it up. We're going to purify it, and you're going to want to drink from this water. This is the waters of life. Right now, this is not drinkable water, but we're in the process of making it drinkable water, and this is us, okay? With the 4 of fire, remember, that's connected to the spark of life. Look, we're going to do something here, and we will get an activation for what we're going to do here as well. And there it is. The hero is activated through what? A change in perception. And this is where it happens. We're lit here. Look, there is an activation with our light body. And this has to do with our electromagnetic field expanding, because we're about to clear our own personal Taurus. We're about to clear our electromagnetic field so that we become more powerful in a very humble way. This activates the Queen of Water. Let's put aside the Queen of Water. The youth, remember, because we're going to have growth. We're going to have growth here. The youth. The masculine and feminine restore balance here through our desires, okay? We're going to understand there's a difference between our needs, wants, and our desires. And we're going to use our desires to heal. We're going to use our desires to move us, to heal with the Father, to heal with force. And we're being shown this right now. We're being shown this. And this is going to allow us to become deeper levels of custodians here for the earth. We're going to understand that we're all one. And when we're feed into life, and we love life, and we're there for life, all of life, life is there for us at a deeper level. We're letting life in at a deeper level. We're going to heal from just treating life like ending this hierarchy system of just like we're above life. We're not above life. We are life. We are custodians of this world. And this is going to allow us to heal with our integrity. Okay? The King of Fire is activated here. And remember, we will heal from the struggle here. We're going to heal from our challenge. This is where we heal from our challenge. This is the 2 of Earth. We heal from our challenge here. Okay? And guys, I'm putting aside all the activation cards because we're going to get activation of that. And we expand our emotional intellect. Remember, this is about the cup we saw here. We expand our emotional intellect, the energy in motion, with the waters of life. We literally expand ourselves. And it's connected to the other half of our divine inheritance, our 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of the earth. And that activates the Ace of Swords. Okay, there is our clarity. This is where this activates. Right here, this is this is activated. This is understood. So we'll get another activation for what's happening here. And the crone is here. And the crone is here to help us to make a choice, right? Look, she's showing us the way. And it's connected to the moon, to the full moon in Leo and our new moon in Aquarius. We literally are entering a portal. All right, guys. We're going to head on over to our next part. Share, scribe messages, and get activations for all this. I can hardly wait to see you there. I love you. The link will be down below in the description or at the channel.